Hey coaches, Coach Simpson. Appreciate you checking out my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, feel free to scroll around the channel. It's got everything from culture materials to scheme, from offense to defense, from shotgun wing tee like we're going to be talking about today, to general stuff as well. Appreciate the support of all the coaching community out there for supporting this channel. If you haven't done so already, if you'd like and subscribe to this channel, I'd appreciate it as I try to continue to grow this and answer questions that guys are giving me. So if you've got a question or something you would like me to cover on this channel, feel free to reach out to me. Everything with me is FB Coach Simpson. So fbcoachsimpson@gmail.com, or you can go to my website, fbcoachsimpson.com, scroll through this channel, you may find hopefully what you're looking for. Today I want to talk about series-based offense, something I came across a long time ago. It's what drew me to the wing tee family, and we've kind of branched from that a little bit as far as the RPO game and some of the power runs that we do, and even some of the pass concepts are a blend, but we've tried to stay true to the idea of calling plays based off a series. And I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but it simplifies it for me so that I know that, hey, this is what I'm going to go to if the defense does this. Too many times you'll watch a guy calling plays at any level, it feels like they're just throwing darts. You know, call this play, that one didn't work, all right, now try this play, that one didn't work, all right, now let's try this play. Well, when you're using the idea of a series-based approach, you are setting up other plays. You can do that, as we're going to talk through today, off of actual plays. You can also do that off of formations. It's just basically a tendency breaker. But you're also building in answers for you and for your athletes. So when a defense stops, whatever the play is, you know kind of what to go to. Nothing is ever perfect, but it does make it simpler when you call plays if you know they kind of build upon each other and that they provide answers for each other. So for example, this is our base set. We run a lot of different general concepts. So I'm wearing the shirts. I'm going to talk about buck sweep as kind of as the premise for this. If you run inside zone, you could still use the same premise. If you run ISO, you could still use the same premise. If you run GT or whatever it is, the idea behind this should still hold over. So don't just think it's just a buck sweep wing tee thing. In my mind, this is how you're seeing guys on Sunday call plays, on Saturday call plays, guys that are very good at what they're doing, understand this concept and then they just apply it to whatever level of what they're teaching. Even air raid guys, we're building plays upon each other. So for us, if our base play is buck sweep, okay, I'm not going to get into depth on buck sweep. If you want to see that, go farther in this channel. There's plenty of materials out there. So buck sweep for us, we're going to basically block down, kick out, pull wrap, okay, and we're running buck sweep. That's our action in the backfield. So this action is what we're trying to simulate when we get into series-based plays. For us, off a buck, depending year to year, whether they're going to run a bubble screen or a fast screen or maybe double slants or whatever we're going to run over here off of our base. This is just kind of our automatic. If we call buck, then they know we're doing whatever that is, and that can change week to week, that can change year to year, that can change depending on your personnel. So they're running whatever they're running over there, they might be blocking if they're over there. That's our base play. This is the action in the backfield where the quarterback is going to take the ball, he's seating it, and he's riding right there on buck. Okay, it could be the same thing on outside zone if that's what you run. So if you're going to run this play, you've got to protect it. You got to protect it with RPOs off the backside and screens, and that stuff's already in. But you also got to protect it based upon the same action, to a defensive kid needs to look the same, and then we've got all these things that we're going to do off that same action. So for us, we're going to run buck, we got to have a counter, a play that's going to come back over here and be a counter. For us, wing tee based team, we're going to run the double handoff. So if we go that same action, and now we're going to run double handoff where he's coming and taking the double handoff back behind it to attack this area. So buck attacks here. Counter is called to take advantage of an over-aggressive defense or perhaps defenders that are flying to go play buck. Okay, that's my counter. I need to have a play action or an RPO to the play side. You know, that can be whatever it needs to be. We run basically our version of buck pass, where we're going to run some type of whatever with these two guys. We're going to give the fake, we're going to leak our guys out, and we're going to try to make you pay. So again, if I'm calling plays based off a series, I run buck, one of these DBs tackles me, then I'm going to run some kind of pass to attack that DB. If you're going to come tackle, then we're going to try to throw it over your head or throw it outside of you. So that's the pass. We call counter because maybe this linebacker here is making the tackle, or a safety here is overplaying it, or their D-line may be slanting towards the play. So that gives us a counter to attackers, building in answers to my play. You need to have an inside run, some kind of inside run off of that action, okay? Which for us, and a lot of wing T teams will run trap. You know, we'll run something where the quarterback pulls it off a buck. So we may give that look and we're blocking ISO here or here, but we need to attack that area of the field with the same action. So again, if we're flying out and overplaying it, we're going to attack that. We can do that through an inside run or an RPO. The same thing here with play action. It could be play action or an RPO. If you're able to read it, we're attacking areas of the field. You know, so when I'm calling plays, if that area is what's open, then I know what to go to. Then the same thing, we're going to have some kind of boot, which if you know you run buck sweep, you got to run waggle. So some kind of waggle pass, or we can either throw it in this area or come back in this area to attack. So boot's going to attack here and here. Your inside run is there. Buck obviously attacks here. Buck pass attacks here. Counter attacks there. And now, boom, I have a series of plays that I can go to on my sheet. So you got your sheet, and you're calling plays, you're not just throwing darts. So if you run buck, and one of these guys makes a tackle, you know, okay, we need to run some kind of pass or RPO to take advantage. If I run buck and it's coming from the middle, then what's my inside run? If I run buck and it's coming from the backside, what's my counter? If I run buck and I've got something going on here where I can take advantage of it, let's run the boot. Maybe we want to attack over here on it. So it's a series-based plays. Again, we use buck, but the same concept would hold very true for outside zone or stretch or pin and pull. You got to build in all those plays. When you watch games, I'm a big fan of the 49ers. I'm a big fan of the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm a big fan of watching these guys that call offense to do it at such an elite level. But when you really boil it down, they're giving the same action, which is I just consider a play, but the same action, and then they're building all of this stuff off of it. If you really want to watch who I think is almost a wing T coach in the NFL, watch McVay on the Rams. Very much all of it looks the same, but then we're attacking different areas based upon what the defense is giving us. It makes play calling much simpler, much cleaner cut, not just for you, but a lot of times your players will know this. As you dive deep into the plays, of course, you've got to protect every play with adjustments and tags and all that. But as you're calling it from a system, kind of a schematic system, we want to go series-based where we have our play, our counter, play action to the strong side, or RPO, inside run, or possibly RPO, our boot, or again, RPO if you're in that world, to the backside. So we are attacking every area of the field with the same look. And then of course there's other ways you can dress it up, but that's the premise and the base, really, I think, of any offense that does a good job. Appreciate you guys checking out this video. There's plenty more on this channel. If you'd like the video, I'd appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. There's plenty more coming. I'm trying to do a mixture of culture as well as scheme. If you would like any of my materials that are a little more in depth, you can go to fbcoachsimpson.com. There's all kinds of materials there, some free, some more premium. Feel free to help yourself or reach out to me. You can leave a comment in this video, or you can email me, fbcoachsimpson@gmail.com. Appreciate it.